Alright, to do an oil change, your oil filter is right there. So you got to take the air filter box off, open it up actually, and you can get to it right there. And that's the first thing you want to open up. Make sure you have that available to get to. Okay, so the oil filter is going to require a 24 millimeter, and you're going to get down in there and just loosen it up. And I just did that, so that way I'm going to be able to run the flush. I'm going to run this Amsoil motor flush through this vehicle. And I like to make sure I can get my oil plug off and my oil filter plug off, because you have to change these, and sometimes it could be a little bit of a nightmare. So I like to check everything before I go and dump stuff in the motor. So let's go ahead and check the drain plug. Alright, so the oil drain plug is a 13 millimeter. I've just broke it free, so therefore I know I can drain the oil, and I broke free the oil filter, so I know for sure I can get the oil filter out. Normally it's not a big deal, but when you put this engine flush in, you can't drive the car with this in it. So like if you're just doing an oil change, you couldn't get the drain plug done or something else, you can always go to a shop, but this you can't do it. So I got to make sure it's all done. So we're going to go ahead and dump this engine flush down in here. What this stuff does is basically you run it for 15 minutes, and any sludge or slime or junk or gunk or anything else that you got in the motor, it's going to dissolve it and make it go into the oil filter. So there's another reason why you don't want to drive with this in it, because it'll totally clog your oil filter. So we're going to run this for 15 minutes, and then we're going to drain the oil and put a new oil filter and new oil in it. It's that simple. The car's got 100,000 miles on it, so that's why we're doing it, because we want to clean it out before we put the Amsoil in it. So we started the motor. We're just going to let it run, like I said, for 15 minutes, idle. It almost smells like kerosene. So any of you old timers out there like me, that you know kerosene really does clean up motors. Kind of got a sneaky suspicion that it's pretty got the same properties as kerosene. That was weird. Alright, so we ran out of daylight. We got the oil filter out. There's the oil filter housing. And you come down here, and there's the old oil filter. Make sure you change that O-ring right there. So we'll go ahead and put the new oil filter in. Okay, got the new oil filter back in there. Got it snugged up, not too tight. Put the air cleaner box back on, and then we're going to go down and drain the rest of the oil and put fresh Amsoil in it. Almost done. So we just finished draining the oil. You guys know what oil looks like when it comes out, so I didn't show it. There's the drain plug. We're going to go ahead and put that back in, torque it down, and fill it back up with Amsoil. Alright, now it's time for the good stuff. And you guys know that I buy this stuff over at trustedoil.com, because we love those guys, so give them a little shout out. I'm going to put, I believe it called for 6.5, but I never ever go by what the manual says or what the website says. I fill it until the dipstick says full. Do you want me to show you putting the oil in the motor? I'll show you putting the oil in the motor. Alright, so we got the nice big funnel. We got the light. It's dark out. This sucks. Hang on. Leave your nasty comments on the bottom about the light. So there's the dipstick is out. Going to put the Amsoil in. You guys get the idea, right? So we're going to go ahead and tank this thing up with 5 quarts. Start it up. Check the dipstick. So we just put 5 quarts of oil in the motor. Started it up. Checked for leaks. Nothing's dripping underneath it. Nothing's dripping on top. Everything's cool. Gonna let it run for about 3 or 4 minutes. Back it out to a flat surface, pull the dipstick, and check the fill level on it. And then this car is done with oil by Amsoil, and then a new air filter, a new cabin filter. So this 2013 Town and Country will go for another 100,000 miles. How you feel about that, honey?
Yay!
Yay! Happy wife? Happy life. Bye-bye. We're done. Have a nice day.